the host of the SNA podcast, and this is episode 20. And yeah, I know, I'm not sure if I was even going to pass 10 when I would start making these videos. But I persevered, and even though I'm not getting better, just getting more and more, I'm getting very better to the top, but I'm getting better and better, improving with my camera skills. But we got, this is my 20th episode, and even though it's not the biggest episode that I ever made, but I'm thinking about doing some kind of a spectacular, show for my 100th episode. But make sure you stay tuned for that, and I hope it'll be the biggest show and episode of my SNA podcast that you could ever watch. But anyways, we're going to talk about AEW Rampage. This is the AEW Rampage review part 3, and let's begin. It starts off with the tag team No More Contenders battle royale with whoever wins gets a shot at MJF and Adam Cole's Ring of Honor World Tag Team Championships at this Sunday at AEW All Out. And make sure you check that out if y'all can afford the pay-per-view. I wish I could, but I just can't afford it. But when I started making more money, which spells money, and my channel gets bigger, then I'll probably be doing some I'm start promoting myself of doing pay-per-view reviews from AEW, like whether if it being Forbidden Door or Wrestling Dreams or All Out, Full Gear, Double or Nothing, Revolution, you name it, I'll do it. I'll do all kinds of reviews, but I'm just low on budget right now, so please bear with me. And then the reason why I'll do payback review because my brother has the Peacock subscription. But that's a story for another day. You don't need to know much about my circumstances in my business. But anyways, I'm gonna continue with the AEW Rampage review right now with the Battle Royal, which it was a brawl where everybody eliminating themselves out. And then that's when Ozzy opens through the top flight right into the middle ropes, which none of them weren't eliminated. But what cracked me up the most was probably when Best Friends tried to hug the Hardy Boys, but they pushed them away. Like they do not want to do not want that. And then they weren't trying to disrespect the fans, but they don't want to give the people what they want by this without their consent. But then that's when they start doing a little argument about with the Best Friends start hugging each other, and they delete Matt and Jeff start doing the delete the hand signs, the signals delete them, and then that's when Best Friends and the fans besties, and then with the Best Friends, and then that's when Matt and Jeff Hardy start saying delete, and then besties delete, and that's when everybody, the rest of the guys that weren't eliminated yet, the other tag team started coming from behind and tackled them and start beating them down. And then I'm gonna get to the point because this is where it gets more interesting and more to the exciting part, like who's gonna face Adam Cole and the MJF, the best tag team in AEW. I would say in AEW, and I would say it was very odd, but very extremely hilarious. Because John Silver was trying to be on the side of Ozzy Opens to take down Trent Beretta, and at first Trent Beretta was bringing the fight to both Ozzy Open members, but the numbers advantage got the better of him when John Silver started helping out, beating them down, and then this is when the Ozzy Opens went and try to eliminate Trent Beretta. Well, before that, that's when I believe Kyle Fletcher tried to kick. Kyle Fletcher tried to kick Trent Beretta, and then he threw his leg right into the Mark Davis and hit him face first, and you heard the kick echoing all over the arena. And then this is when he eliminated Kyle Fletcher. This is when This is when he tried to also. This is when Mark Davis tried to do something with Trent Beretta, but John Silver tried to play it smart and try to eliminate him, which that probably wasn't the smartest thing he could have done. Perhaps he should have waited until he eliminated Trent, but either way, it didn't matter for him. But anyways, Mark Davis tried to eliminate him, but it looked like he was eliminated, but he was sneaking and waiting until that moment that he gets back into the he thought he eliminated him, but I believe Alex Reynolds, he picked him up before he can even land on the ground. He placed him right onto Simba the Steel Steps. This is when he tried to eliminate Trent Beretta on the other side. Trent Beretta started hitting him with the guillotine. He started trying to choke him out so he can, which did successfully work. This is when John Silver sneaked in the ring and pushed Trent Beretta out of there and eliminated him, which the Dark Order got the win. And then something shocking and surprising. I don't say that's shocking, but I'll say more surprising that Alex Reynolds was still in the match. He was just pretending to be injured and not to be eliminated and make it look like his leg was something wrong with his leg. But they pointed it out so beautifully, successfully, to the point that they could show some pointers to plenty of heel tag teams into match stipulations, into situations like this. But situations like this. But yeah, they're the number one contenders for the Ring of Honor Tag Team Championships at this Sunday's AEW All Out pay-per-view. And then we're going to move on right to Aussie Opens, they were sore losers. They were being sore losers, and they started to get in Jericho's face, and that's when Jericho was getting ready. He was like, getting ready to fight him. He was like, it's because you're also mad you mad because you didn't win your match and try to get another opportunity to win back your Ring of Honor Tag Team Championship. Oh, that's too bad. And also I beat your boy Will Ospreay's ass. And then that's when he started fighting both of the men. But the numbers game got the best of him, and that's when they start double teaming him. And then it must have been a gift from God, because the Spanish God was here for the aid of Jericho. And then no pun intended for the God part. And this is when he hits both members of the Aussie Opens with Floyd, the baseball bat, Jericho's bat, and then they had them running to the side entrance, from the side exit of the arena. And he was like, "Yeah, come here, come on, you want to fight?" And I believe this is going to be a fight. I'm not sure if it's going to be an all out, but I probably would say if they don't face FTR this Wednesday, it could be this Wednesday on Dynamite, or even a week from the Saturday at Collision. It probably depends on when they're going to schedule it in, like they're going to have that fight. But what do you think about this? And then what do you think about this? Let me know down in the comments. And also, what made me thinking, like, I thought like next Wednesday, they made it clear next Wednesday, Jay White made it clear that the Bullet Club Gold wants to face FTR and the Young Bucks on next week's Dynamite. But no, for some reason, Tony Khan changed it to be this Wednesday. Or not Wednesday, this Sunday, this Sunday on All Out. Which I'll be like, this is something rare. Like, usually we'd see WWE would change plans like this especially when Vince McMahon was still the chairman of the board of WWE. But yeah, maybe Tony Khan was thinking like this would get some good ratings and views from our fans, like whether if they're attending our pay-per-view or watching it from home. Like, this is gonna bring some give something to see. Like, we'll give the fans their money's worth. That's what Tony Khan was thinking. Like, you trying to give the fans their money's worth to make it into the pay-per-view, make it more special than to be on the weekly televised show. Which I'll say, I kind of don't blame him by thinking about it like in that manner. So it's whatever. But But anyways, we got a video promo with Santana about. We got a promo video with Santana about he's been gone for over a year and I see right here. And he started sitting down. He started showing him a video about him sitting in a apartment, some sort of a building, apartment building complex, in a playground area, like into like somewhere into like into a tough street neighborhood. And then this is when he was like when since making my debut here, my dad passed away, and then that determined knocked me off of my feet, and then that skeleton is the trench that's busted my mind wide open, and he's like I was learning to work hard, get rid of, and then just let it crash right in front of me. And he's like, we're through anger, this again. He's like, everywhere. And then every single word I dreaded into, I took that frustration out right into that blood and guts match last year in June of 2022. And when he was in that Uranagi backbreaker, but it bent his leg back. And then he's like, this career was coming to a streak, and he thought that he might have ended his own career with that freak accident when he was hitting that backbreaker from one of the Jericho appreciation members. And like everything I did here was like everything. No, no, came to a street. Yeah, he said he his career was in a screeching hole, like which he didn't know what was his wrestling future was going to be after that nightmarish encounter, and he's like everything he'd been through. You see, man here today. And he has a story for them. He has a story for them that he's going to tell when he gets back in the ring after fighting that from this past Sunday's Stadium Stampede. And he's putting them on. And this is what made me think, like, is he still teaming with Ortiz, or he just did the job by teaming with them and making their long-awaited return. Well, his long-awaited return, and then he's going to kick him to the curb and then show some more reality into this best friend relationship, which it says that they're still no longer hanging out with each other and they're not really being like friends with each other, being friends, let alone brothers, or better than friends. They're not being like brothers anymore. They were just doing the job for Tony Khan, just because he asked them to do this. But yeah, well, what do y'all think? Y'all let me know down in the comments. But also, we had the most randomest mixed scrambling tag team match I could have ever seen in my entire life watching wrestling, because it was Nick Wayne, and then it was El Hijo del Vikingo against El Hijo del Vikingo, taking on Kip Sabian and Rigo Kiko, which I would say is more likely the hell I would expect it to be Darby Allin teaming with Nick Wayne, But no, I get Darby Allin was nowhere on the show on tonight's AEW Rampage. I was like, wow, like this is the first time I seen him wrestle in the ring without Darby Allin being in his corner. Like he's really making a name for himself into this in this All Elite promotion, like into the All Elite promotion, I should say. But yeah, like they wrestled Gringo Kiko and Kip Sabian, which we saw Nick Wayne, bringing the fight to the British wrestler Kip Sabian, with him trying to go for a somersault dive right on the outside, but Penelope Ford tried to distract and try to seduce and distract both Aubrey Edwards and Nick Wayne, which Aubrey Edwards like that's not necessary when I should say this first, like when Penelope Ford started trying to pull down her little sports bra outfit, like from when she was trying to pull her trying to reveal something what's inside, which I was like, that's the most very inappropriate thing I could have ever saw from AEW right now. Usually they focus on the wrestling, not the nudity and the what's that? The perversions, I should say. The perversions, with all this perversions and this nudity, what's that, like tease of nudity, I should say, because they didn't really specifically show it. They just looked like she showed half of a part of her, how to say this, her bosom, I should say. Yeah, show half of her bosom to Aubrey when she was like, I don't want to see that. And I'm not sure what kind of sexual preferences, which I don't care. Like I'm just saying, but Aubrey Edwards seemed like she wasn't interested. She was like, she did not want to see that genuinely, like because that was so weird for even for Penelope Ford to do. Because like I thought you were, even if she was a man, like even if Aubrey Edwards was a man, like which I would not care. Like it's just that, like why are you just teasing some kind of teasing some kind of a teasing, like being funny of a tease of a lesbian spot, but like it seems like Aubrey Edwards wasn't interested in into what would of Penelope Ford and what she has, I should say. Excuse me, yeah. She wasn't. It looked like she wasn't very. The point is, she wasn't very interested on what Penelope Ford and what she had, and she was like, "That's not necessary. You need to stay down and be on your be in your spot and as the I don't say manager, I'll say as the guest what's that called, like being in ringside with your husband with her husband Kip Sabian and his tag partner Gringo what's his name, Gringo Kiko, I believe. Like I was like even if obviously I'm not saying this, but and I'm not a homophobe. I'm just saying like it looked like she doesn't even want what, because like for the fact that she's in a relationship with Kip Sabian, even married, and married even, and then even if she wasn't, like I don't think she'll be the last person that she would date, like because like. She looks like a type of she looks like a type that's way out of her league, genuinely. Like, but yeah, like, but even if Aubrey Edwards was a man, like she still wouldn't be interested in him for that simple fact. But anyways, we're getting back to the match. She was like, you getting the right, or I'm gonna count for you, I'm gonna eject you out of the match, and then that's when Kip Sabian sneaked into the ringside and have Vikingo hit his face right into the hardest part of the ring, which is the ring apron, which was possibly the most brutalist thing I saw in this match. Like it looks like he sold it so good. It looked like if he really did suffer some kind of an injury of selling that face first into to the hardest part of the ring apron. And then that's when Kip Sabian started boasting right on the outside, and then he hit hit Nick Wayne right into Simba the Steel Steps, I believe. And then this is when he brought him back in the ring, and this is when Gringo Kiko went in and grab onto him and tagged in Kip Sabian. This is when Kip Sabian started hitting him with forearms to Nick Wayne, and we're gonna move on to and then he hit him with move after move after move, try to go for the pinfall, which only got him the 2 count, and then this is why Nick Wayne showed that he's more than Darby Allin's sidekick. And he was keep fighting and fighting and fighting. And then this is when Kiko hit him with a running top rope springboard dip into a Spanish fly, which he did very beautifully and uniquely perfect. Like, I was like, dang, like he did it more perfect and better than a luchador. And no disrespect from a luchador, any of the luchadors that does Spanish flies perfectly, but it's just that it was in the spot particularly. He just did it right after he started running right on the top ropes, like if he was Ray Phoenix when he does like the springboard arm drag. But anyways, that's when he tried to go for a pin, but he only got Nick Wayne with only the 2 count, and then this is when he tagged in Kip Sabian. He hits him with a running sit out senton, looked like a cannonball, right on the bottom. And then this is when he tagged in Gringo Kiko, when he tried to go like Tiffany Stratton's finishing move, that mid rope, which she like what she would do, like would spin around on the top rope and hit a very perfectionist moonsault. And no, I'm not trying to overcompliment this guy. It's just that this guy does top rope moves perfectly. Like he defies the law of gravity, like just like no mistakes and no what's that called? No flaws, no mistakes, and no botches. Like he just does it perfectly. Like it looks like he rehearsed in the gym and inside the ring, like I would say 15,000 times a day. I'll say even though this is metaphorically speaking what I'm saying, but he does it so perfectly to the point that he would have, like if he would have tried out for right now, if he tried out for AAA, like if he went to AAA, they would probably make him the AAA world champion right now. But he probably wants to go to a bigger promotion such as AEW, which who would blame this guy right now for that perspective and for that preference and perspective, I should say. Yeah. But yeah, this is when Nick Wayne tried to go over to the corner of Vikingo, but Kip Sabian tried to prevent the tag by grabbing onto his legs, but he probably never learned from all kinds of heels that are in tag team matches ever, because usually the baby faces, when you grab them to their legs and you hang on to it like for the next 5 minutes long, you're gonna not 5 seconds long, they're gonna kick it or roll out of your grass and make you flip right into the team of the turnbuckle. But he kicked him off of himself. He tags in El Higo del Vikingo when he did a double springboard crossbody to both Kip Sabian and Kiko. He hits Kiko with a clothesline. He hits a swinging arm drag right into Kiko. And this is when he hits a spinning insecurity kick like the Trouble in Paradise right into Kip Sabian. And then this is when Kiko tried to come up and jump right towards Vikingo, and that's when Vikingo hits him on the. This is when he had him hanging on the middle ropes, sitting on the middle ropes. This is when he started running so absolutely impossibly good. Like I'll say, no, impossibly great. I should say, extraordinary. Even this is when he started running right without stopping or even tripping, like right onto the ropes, and the ropes are very thin. So I was like, how in the hell is Vikingo's doing this. Like he had to be doing he had to been rehearsing this 20,000 times a day. Like for him to make this perfect. Like him and Kiko, like these guys are absolutely perfect. Like these guys get into the ring and they be killing it and they be impressing the fans. Like it's like and Tony Khan is giving what the fans would love to see if they wanted to watch Rampage. And they'll give the worth for the fans' time, and then the fans that were attending there, they're giving more worth of their money. And then, but yeah, this is when he starts standing up there trying, and then this is when he starts running, and he hits a running drop kick right into Gringo Kiko. And then this is when Kip Sabian came for the save before he can hit a 3. This is when Nick Wayne came in the ring and then crossbody him out of the ring, which was probably the smartest move that he could have done. This is when Vikingo went onto the top rope. He hits him with him dipping on the top rope into a springboard position, and then went back on the top rope and hit him with a reverse Frank. Hit Kiko with a reverse Frankensteiner, the most painful and incredible Frankensteiner that you would see from a lucha libre wrestler. Yeah. Which they're known as luchadors, of course. But he tried to go for that's what he hits him with a super poison rana, I believe that's what it's called. A super poison rana. I should have said that. How very professional of me. I like to apologize. That's when Kip Sabian hit him with a haluva boot. This is when Nick Wayne hits a running. When he tried to hit a running maneuver right onto El Del Vikingo, and then that's when Nick Wayne came in, distracted and ran right beside him, and then hit Green Kiko with a European uppercut. This is when Kip Sabian had the attention. He tried to run up to him. He kicks him right into the face. That's when Vikingo he tries to close off. This is when he ducks. That distracted him long enough for Nick Wayne go up in the top rope, hits him with a top rope diving cutter, right connected right into Kip Sabian's head, looking like a top rope Cody cutter. Yeah, like he jumped up right on there, and he flied up into Kip Sabian's way. They hit him with the cutter. Looked so professionally perfect, by the way. And this is when Nick Wayne finally hits the diving somersault right into Kip Sabian. This is when Delphin Kigo hit his finishing move, which was the 940, which I believe was the 940 splash. I believe it's called, or what is it called? He hits him with the party time senton. This is when Insider Vikingo hit the 9-4 630 senton splash, which they got him the 1-2-3, and they got the win. I was like, for being a random pairing, they did one hell of a job. It was something to watch for. I would say perhaps the second match of the night, because even though the tag team match between Willow Nightingale and Sky Blue against Taya Valkyrie and Anna Jay was a tad short, but it still was something to see, and it was great to watch. By the way, I'll say for being such a pairing, they did the job, and it was very, 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 very interesting to watch. And what do y'all think about this? I'll say give this alone 3 stars for being such a random pairing. I would say give it 3 stars for being so good. And then we're gonna move on to the. This is when we had a backstage interview with Roderick Strong with Renee Paquette trying to ask what. But first, this is when we had a backstage interview with Matt Menard and Cool Hand Daddy Magic Matt Menard and Cool Hand Angelo Parker. when they were being interviewed about being the number one contenders for the AEW Trios Championship, and then they start sending a message to the Acclaim, like saying like they won't be doing the scissoring, they will be appreciating us, and they would have no choice but to respect us and pay attention to us. We're the new AEW Tag Team Championship. And then also before that, I forgot to mention that we got QTV with Aaron Solo and that girl that can't sing. I need to learn her name very soon, so I won't embarrass myself to keep saying like the girl that's so embarrassingly annoying that cannot sing on QTV. This is when, as I was saying, what did they talk about on the news? Like, can we talk about, like, maybe we should talk about Daniel Garcia's dance. Like the rumor has it that he gets his dance moves from Britney Spears. I'm like, really? Like, I don't remember seeing Britney Spears dancing like that, unless I've been hiding under a rock if I haven't seen one of her performances before. But I don't know. Like, I don't know where he gets his dance moves from, but I haven't seen nobody done that before. Like, it looked like he originated doing the dance like that. Like, maybe he probably copied off a couple of couple of the scenes of that dance move from a pop star, but I don't know who. If you think if you have a theory where he got some of the dance move parts, what is a signature trademark dance move? I'm not sure if it's trademark. I'll say signature, more like signature dance move. Y'all let me know down in the comments if y'all have that particular theory. Let me know down below. But this is when John Morrison no, I think we should have something bigger. Like, this is QTV. Like, we should be looking at more bigger than that. Like, we need to look. He's like, yeah, QTV put me while he was defending his Latino American champion, AAA Latino American Latino American championship in AAA and in independent wrestling companies, like whether if he's in Mexico or in America, maybe in Europe. He's doing a little tour there, so it's going to keep him out of action from. Which he's successfully defending. And then this is when John Morrison's like, now this is the first time that Johnny TV has been here, have a private session of TV. And he said, like the first thing. And then that's when Aaron Solo's like, well, at All we had over 80,000 fans in the semi finally got this big push, which is the new Greek nudge win for wrestlers being rewarded for doing what they've been asked to do into the rest, whether if it's in or outside the ring and on and off camera. And then he's like, finally getting that big push because he finally got the what's the headline with Jericho into a biggest wrestling event in all of professional wrestling. And then they made a joke that said he made his big push with him pushing the annoying girl that cannot sing. And then that's when she said that he stole some dance moves from Britney Spears. And then that's when he started doing this. They started doing it. They can have it. And the Jericho's like, we need dirtier dirt than that. And we need sludge mud. Something like this. You throw my coffee right into your face. And that's when Aaron Solo ducked and it landed right into the annoying girl that I cannot remember her name, his face. And then he's like, that's what I'm trying to look for. And that's why I'm going to do some big changes around here. And whatever those big changes are, I believe this is actually going to work. Whether if QT Marshall likes it or not, this could help him the benefit off of being for a segment that for fans to care about that probably haven't cared before. But what y'all talk about? What do you think about the QTV before? Y'all let me know down below, and then also let me continue. That yeah, I'll say QT Marshall. I don't know. He'd probably be so skeptic about this, about the changes of what Johnny TV would is gonna plan on doing for the QTV segments, but it's gonna help them be more and more famous and more cared to see about. Like it'll be more and more entertainment. What have fans look forward of watching, especially on Rampage, on every weekly Rampage shows. But let me know what would you think was going to be the future of QTV down in the comments below. And I believe QT Marshall's not going to like it, or at least not at first, until Johnny TV finally convinced him of letting them take it to the next level and make it more and more something to see, and then it'll convince them to see it from his perspective, where he's coming from, and then this is like, oh, okay, like you can do this, like yeah, like okay, you can help me do this, and then keep on doing this. We're getting more and more views for our QTV, like all on social media and on AEW, like as their characters, of course. Which I mean, you probably really would post it on their social media account. Like whether if it's on AEW's social media account, or even the members of Team QT Marshall. But yeah, we're gonna see more of that in the next upcoming weeks, and then that's when the normal, and it is like, he's good. Like with a little my help, like he'll be really good. And then this is when he started wiping, and this is when Aaron Solo started wiping her face, but he started tasting it with his other finger. I was like, oh, wait, do you have some kind of power of teleporting your one fingers with food or any kind of spilling substance, and then you can teleport it to your other fingers to taste it? Like dang, Aaron, dang, Aaron, I did not know any wrestler would have a power like that into the next 10 million years from now. I would never thought that a wrestler would have that. And yeah, and yes, this is a funny joke. But this is when Hangman Adam Page made a rare appearance on AEW Rampage, which I would never thought I would see him into a future AEW, and he's like and he faced this guy named the Bounty Hunter Brian Keith, which I believe he's new to AEW, because I never seen this guy before on none of the AEW Rampages or Dynamites or Collision. Like, so I was like, huh? Like, who is this guy? He's like, you probably never seen me before. But I'm a page of my own ranch, and right now. And this is a whole lot of cowboy shit, which he had the match, and I'll be like, this guy reminds me of Stokely Hathaway if he had braids, and if he was a little younger. And I'll say he looks like if he could play Stokely Hathaway's son on here on AEW. Like, just to be all part of a wrestling soap opera storyline. But anyways, even my sister agreed that he was like Stokely Hathaway, because she even cracked up about when he snuck into Matt Hardy's home theater and he got his butt kicked by his kids and his wife Rebby. And then when him and the rest of the firm, Big Bill and All Ego Ethan Page, before he started teaming with the Hardy brothers, with Brothers Isaiah Cassidy, but it was him, Big Bill, and Lee Moriarty against the Hardy brothers, Matt and Jeff Hardy, and Hook and Isaiah Cassidy. But yeah, it cracked us up to the point we always keep bringing it up every time when AEW when there's some time of AEW coming on. Or just out of the blue, when we start looking at advertisements of home theaters, that just and I was like, if I ever be famous, like what if I'm the SNA podcast, or even doing some acting gigs, or even learning about animation, and turn myself into animation. Like, how about like if we ever get a house, like if I ever be famous, and if I ever have a big house with a home theater, I'm gonna make sure that won't be no ratchet there won't be no ratchet gophers just like Stokely Hathaway. Well, at least in his character, of course. Like, no hate on him, but I'll say, like, if he ever sneaks into my home theater room, we're gonna have to kick his butt just like Matt Hardy's wife and kids. So we better watch out for that, Stokely Hathaway. If we ever see you uninvited to our home theater, me and my family's home theater, like, and then even my mom even agreed on with me and the rest of my family. Like, we were like if we ever have a nice big family house, like if we catch Stokely Hathaway, we'll make sure we give him the beating that he deserves. Like, yeah, which that will remain to be seen in the future. But if we ever see Stokely Hathaway in our home theater room, we're gonna post a video on that on social media, like whether it being on here on YouTube or on TikTok. But yeah, make sure to do that and let me know down in the comments below. But anyway, this is when Hangman Adam Page fought him. This Brian Keith guy, I'm not sure what to say about him. He only just got like about 5 minutes with Hangman Adam Page until the end of the match, when Hangman Adam Page hits the buckshot lariat right into this Brian Keith guy for the 1-2-3, and then he got the win, and he celebrated his latest victory. But I don't know what's next to the former Cowboy. Former AEW World Champion, the Cowboy, Hangman Adam Page. But we're gonna see more like from after losing with Kenny Omega and Kota Ibushi against Juice Robinson and Jay White and Konosuke Takeshita. But speaking of Konosuke Takeshita and Kenny Omega, they have their match, in which I believe, like Cultaholic Wrestling said on their predictions video, I believe, like, since Kenny Omega lost with Kota Ibushi and Hangman Adam Page, I believe he's gonna win and beat Konosuke Takeshita to get some kind of revenge on him. But what do y'all think? Like, let me know about that prediction down in the comments below. And this is when we had a backstage interview with I believe it was Jack. No, it was what's her name? Renee Paquette. And he was like, "What the heck?" And then Angelo Parker, from the last 3 years and a half, like, we, like, Jericho and I were successful, and what we had to show for it. And then we got a big heaping, steaming, steaking pile of nothing, because the biggest show the professional wrestling world knows about, the three of us were sitting at home, but nobody. Like, and he's like, we were sitting a whole lot enough because we were sitting at home watching it, and we didn't know how to check. But Jericho decided to invite his best friend and brother, Sammy Guevara, and we need to get back what we do, so we can main event. I mean, not main event. We can headline a biggest stadium show like that in years in professional wrestling. And then that's when Jericho said, he's like, I've been thinking, well, maybe we're better off with the leather pants, and then also we're better off in trunks, and maybe I was better off being. And he was about to say something inappropriate in the reference. That's when he's like, even though Jericho headlined his match at Wembley Stadium at All In, it doesn't matter. Like, it doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is that Saturday night at AEW Collision, the three of us here against the Acclaim, and we're going to beat the Promised Land and win the AEW Trios Championship. Like, how you like that? Them apples. And then that's when And that's when Daniel Garcia started doing this dance, started doing that dance that annoying girl started that think they got it from Britney Spears. But 1 minute, I have one more phone call. I promise this will be the last time. Hello? Yeah, sure.
Oh, can you come get Samson?
Can y'all give me a few extra minutes?
He said, can you give me a few extra
I'm almost done doing my SNA podcast.
He said, I'm almost done doing my SNA podcast.
Yes, sir.
Okay, yeah.
I'm gonna hurry up and do this, and I'm gonna get the dogs in here.
That's just gonna go all in the cart.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Okay. All right, bet that. I'll promise you I'll be out there in a few minutes. Yes, sir.
Okay, bet.
Bet that. Bye-bye. But we're gonna cut this short. We're gonna talk about Roderick Strong's and we're gonna go to the interview with Renee Paquette. We're gonna say that he was not really want to talk about Adam Cole. He's like, why I need to talk about Adam Cole? Like, it's none of your business. And then none of your business. If I want to talk about it, I want to talk about it on my terms and when I'm ready to say it in front of with a large crowd with everybody in it. And then Adam Cole. And if you want to talk about anything about me and Adam Cole, ask Adam Cole yourself. And then that's when he walked off with the Kingdom. This is when he walked off with him, and then that's when they started heading on to the tag team match with Willow Nightingale and Sky Blue, which she's the hometown star next to CM Punk. Too bad CM Punk couldn't make the appearance for the appearance to be on AEW either Collision, Rampage, and Dynamite, because even though it was in his hometown, but he got suspended from that brawl with not brawl with that altercation with Jungle Boy Jack Perry. But anyway, we got them against Anna Jay and Taya Valkyrie, which this match didn't take long at all. But I'll say the number one match of the night though, which was very interesting. It's I believe it started off with Anna Jay and Willow Nightingale, if I'm not mistaken, which I need to re-look up right here. Which I need to look this back up so I can. But yeah, it was pretty much back and forth. With first, I believe Anna Jay and Taya Valkyrie started doing 2-on-1 disadvantage on Willow Nightingale and double team her and doing some usual typical heel stuff. And then this is when they start doing the same with Sky Blue. And then this is when they start coming back. Willow Nightingale hits Taya Valkyrie with a spine buster, and then that's when Anna Jay knocked her out, and then that's when Sky Blue hits a super kick, and then this is when Taya Valkyrie spears Sky Blue. This is when Willow Nightingale. This is Willow Nightingale run towards us. Taya Valkyrie. She go for a clothesline, but she knocked her arm off, I should say, and then she hit her with a pounce, get her with a extremely pounce. It looked like she had a rocket, or a boulder, I should say. It looks like she had a boulder right inside of her, her being look like she's so soft as a pillow. And then that's when, and then she tried to grab. And then she tried to boot, and Taya Valkyrie tried to boot Willow Nightingale, but she grabs onto her boot, and then she finally boots her in the face, kicks her out of her way. She tried to go for some kind of moonsault move, but that's when Willow reversed and it hit her with a single axe handle on her back, and she hits her with an electric chair. With Sky Blue was on the top rope, And then that's when Anna Jay tried to flip her and pushed her out of there. That's when Sky Blue started holding on to Willow Nightingale. That's when Anna Jay tried to go for a super kick, when she succeeded this time, and then she tried to go for when she succeeded this time, but when she tried to do the same with Sky Blue, she accidentally hits her own partner, Taya Valkyrie, which was very bad for them. And then that's when Sky Blue took an advantage, and she hits her with her finishing move, which is known as the Code Blue, which she hits it successfully with the 1-2-3. And this was the best way to get a win in her out of her whole entire career, which she pinned her not only and win the match, and this was very rare, but she did it in front of a crowd in their hometown of Chicago. I was like, this was very great for Sky Blue and also for Willow Nightingale, like for a win, like two very, very talented mid-card women baby faces getting the win, like something that you hardly see from Sky Blue's side. But I would say it's very even for Willow's side, though, like because WWE sees, I mean, not WWE, I meant to say AEW. I'm keep doing these tongue ties. It's very, very obnoxious. But anyways, this is when I believe AEW sees some future into Willow Nightingale because she even won the New Japan Strong Women's Championship, and she even beat Mercedes Moné in the process. Even though she wasn't planning to win originally, it was mostly meant for the CEO of the New Japan Women's Division, which is known as the former Sasha Banks. But anyway, she won the women's the Strong Women's Championship, but that'll be another story for another day. But yeah, I believe AEW sees some into the former Strong Women's Champion Willow Nightingale, and then they wanted to give her something. They want to give Sky Blue something, give her a treat, and along with the Chicago fans, because she got the win with Willow Nightingale, and this was I'll say the best, if not the greatest, ovation that AEW could have done with any of their wrestlers on the roster of giving them a win like this, and even them getting a pinfall. I was saying this was the biggest one. And then this shows that AEW is the total opposite of WWE. For whoever's the hometown star into whatever city that the wrestling promotion is touring at, like AEW would usually give them the hometown star the upper hand and the win in their matches rather than getting buried. They usually make them look like they're getting pushed to the moon. Let's hope this is the case of Sky Blue. And yeah, this is what ended, and that's how AEW Rampage ended. And what do y'all think? I thought it was really good, very decent, like SmackDown. It may have not been so exciting, but it was very interestingly entertaining. I would give it 3 stars as well on this, just for the good matches. And I'll say the backstage segment was very useless with Roderick Strong, but it still told a story that he's not ready to share any opinions on Adam Cole because he said that Adam Cole chooses MJF over him, so he's going to choose his old friends, the Kingdom, over Adam Cole. But what do you think about this? Yeah, like I said on the Dynamite review, y'all let me know about that down below as well, and how you would rank tonight's Rampage down in the comments below. And yeah, I guess I'm gonna close it off here on the SNA podcast. Plus, I need to help out some family members with a couple of things. With a couple of things, which it's very personal to talk about on the video. So I was greet y'all goodbye for now until tomorrow night, and this has been the SNA podcast, and I have been your host, Super Ninja Austin, for the 20th episode of the SNA podcast, and And thank you guys for those who's watching. And if y'all like this video, hopefully you give me a huge thumbs up and subscribe for more of the SNA content. And hopefully y'all watch the next videos, which will be the review of WWE Payback and AEW's Collision, which will be episode 21 and 22. And this has been the SNA podcast, AEW Rampage Review Part 3, and I'll see you then. And I hope y'all have a great night. Assassin out. Okay, I better hurry up and get Grizz